Welcome back to Badge of Business, Pentwater Talks, for another episode. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Eva, who is back from LA after a weekend of, she tells me it was work, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I told you, like, in the beginning when we started these, I was going to try to go for an Oscar. So I went and shot tried my luck out there.
Okay.
We'll see.
There you go.
We got to become famous with these first.
Absolutely. We have a special guest with us, and I'll let you introduce her.
Yes, this is the fabulous Amy LaBarge. I know a lot of people will probably recognize her, but in regard to the Pentwater Chamber, Amy has played a very important and valuable role as our market manager at the farmers market for many years now. So she is there on site and she's behind the scenes. She is the go-to gal for the farmers market. So Amy, everyone wants to know, when does it start? How many days is it? Who's all coming? Who's it sponsored by? All that kind of good stuff. So if you want to give like a little idea of when and where.
When and where. We start June 1st, this coming Monday. We are Mondays and Thursdays from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock, all the way through Labor Day, and then we'll be Thursdays only during the month of September, again from 10 to 1.
That is correct.
We have 30 plus vendors and everything from produce, of course, fruits, vegetables, which will be start out slow, as you can imagine, and pick up quickly as there's more produce available. We have wine, we have cheese, we have baked goods, bread, cookies, pastries, fresh fish, lamb, beef, chicken, eggs, teas, coffee, tamales. What am I forgetting? Toffee. This year we've had honey, syrups, flowers, cut flowers, planted flowers, dried flowers this year as an addition.
Yes.
And soaps, microgreens.
It's a very good mix. I will say the one thing that's nice about our market here in Pentwater is I feel like it's different from the other markets because we don't do a lot of the crafts and the arts. It's just focused on local farmers. And where would you say like a majority of our farmers are from?
They're pretty local, within, would you say the Tri-County area? And there are a few coming as far as Grand Rapids.
Yeah, for cheese.
For the cheese. And down towards Montague, Whitehall. Yeah.
Yep. We have some from up north. So it is a good mix. And, what's nice is they all get along and want to support each other too.
Yeah, it's a terrific market in that regard. Many of them have been coming for years. We've seen kids grow up there. Families that have been participating for years. Yeah. And a few of them we still have that have been there from the very beginning, which goes back to 2008.
That's great. Now, when you're at the market, is there any kind of entertainment or anything that we should expect also while we're visiting and shopping?
We have music on, we try and have music every day, live music. We don't have that calendar full yet, so we're happy to take anyone who would like to talk to us about performing during the farmers market. We'll talk to them. We'll fill in with recorded music 4 days that we don't have live music, but we have quite a bit of live music, and the crowd really enjoys that. The string-alongs have come about once a week, I'd say. Mm-hmm. They're there, and the kids love that group. They can participate in the music and sing along and play, and that's great for the crowd.
Yeah. Now, would you say, like, if if someone wanted to get in or participate in the farmers market, how would they go about that?
They would need to fill out an application. I'll have applications with me, or they can come to you at the chamber. They can go to the chamber office to pick them up. We're quite full right now, but we can certainly take applications and put them on a wait list.
That's right. That's excellent. The farmers market is one of those events in Pentwater, I will say, that has grown tremendously over the years. And now it's incredible how many people are just excited for it to start and just feel like summer when it's there.
I looked back a little bit. You're right, Eva. We started with 3 vendors in 2008 who had participated in other markets in the area and went to the village council to ask if there was a possibility to do here, and that's how it started. So we're pushing 20 years now.
Yeah, and we usually have around 30 to 35 vendors.
Yep. Yeah. So it grew quite rapidly. By the time I became involved in 2012, we were almost where we are now. So it got, and we started as 1 day and went to 2 days pretty quickly. So it grew quickly.
I will tell you, Laud, with Amy, people don't know, but she does this completely on a volunteer basis for the chamber to help the market run and for the community. So I think if people see her out and about, just thank her, because honestly, not sure that market would be even half as successful as it is without her involvement.
You're very kind, Eva. Thank you.
It's a lot of work.
But it's enjoyable work.
Yes.
And as you said earlier, we have great vendors, and it's in these days, it's great to be in a happy place.
Yeah, you mentioned she's behind the scenes in a lot of things. You have no idea how much you help. We're putting the bite on Amy to help us, and I use that figuratively a little bit.
Yeah, that's funny, Lot.
Yeah, she's going to be helping us out with some things with Dune, our new therapy dog.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, the one thing that I would ask people to do when they come to the farmers market is keep their dogs on a leash, because we have had, it's not necessarily that people get bit, it's that the dogs start to fight, and that becomes an issue. And, vet bills being what they are, somebody gets a stitch or a bite, it becomes a huge thing. So if people can't keep their dogs, on a leash while they're down there. And the other question I had for you guys, should people bring their own bags to this thing? When I've gone, I usually buy a donut and I'm like out the door. So I'm not a bag person, but do people need to bring their own bags, or the people do that?
Good. Thanks for a couple of prompts there, Laud, because I agree with you about the dogs. We're very dog friendly. Lots of dogs come to the market and generally very well behaved. But you're right. Sometimes they get excited, and so being on a leash is very important. So we appreciate that. But that reminded me that I forgot that we also have dog treats at the farmers market. That's one I left off. But yes, we do have dog treats as well from one of our vendors. And the bags, we do have bags. I think all of our vendors have bags available, but I'm glad you mentioned it, because we are also going to have canvas market bags that, of course, are reusable, that we're going to be selling this year, that have a beautiful logo on them, and will support the fireworks. So we're happy about that.
It's a great addition this year.
Excellent. Anything else for Miss LaBarge?
I would say just a reminder that the market is Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Village Green, and it is sponsored by Green Isaac's Coffee and Tea right across the street there, which is nice.
Okay.
It is.
So, Amy, we're going to talk about the garage sale if you want to stick around for that conversation, or you can take off, one or the other.
What would you like? I'll be happy to stay and listen.
Okay. So every year we have a garage sale in Pentwater. And it's supposed to be like a one-day thing, but it never is it?
No,
No.
it never is.
So why don't you take it away and talk a little bit about how we're doing there?
Excellent. So the garage sale weekend, or I should say garage sales in Pentwater, is a community-wide thing. It does expand, in the township even further than that sometimes. And it's always the second Saturday in June. So this year it's June 13th. There are no set hours or anything like that. I do like to remind people that each sale is run independently by the resident or the business or the organization. So we do not have control over times or if they decide to open on Friday or Thursday or even extend until Sunday. However, we do a map, and mind you, again, not all the garage sales are listed on the map, but a majority are. It's $10 to get on the map. And you can find the application to get on it or the map itself at pentwater.org. It's live right now. So pentwater.org, you can access the map and see what garage sales are listed. If you click on the individual sale, some of them will say what days they'll be open, and some will just say kind of items or like landmarks they're by or anything like that. But it is at pentwater.org, and you can sign up until Friday before garage sale Saturday. And it is a very busy weekend in Pentwater that day. There are quite a few sales happening. We only get a certain amount. And I would say definitely check out the map. I think last year my count on how many views our map got was actually 24,000. And right now I'm already up to about 700. And the map has just only been live for about 3 days. And it's continuously being updated with new listings. I think I added 5 more listings today.
Right. For us on the law enforcement side or the public safety side of it, what we see for the garage sales is we see the parking traffic is just, I don't want to say it's humorous, but it's fun to watch because the garage sales start on Saturday morning, which means they actually start Friday afternoon. Mm-hmm. And so you'll start to see people cruising around, jockeying for position, trying to get as close as they can, park wherever they can. So it's really the first weekend that our summer traffic control ordinance goes in. And so a couple things. We want people to, number one, have a good time and enjoy their stay in Pentwater. However, at the same time, we need to keep things working. So we ask everybody to park with all 4 tires off the pavement whenever possible. Now, there are sections of Carroll Street that have curbs. There are sections of other streets that have curbs. And we do ask people in those sections to get as close to the curb as possible. The rest of the time, we want 4 tires off. The other issue that we start to get into is we start to see cars parking as close to the corner as they can possibly think they can do legally. So you'll literally have a stop sign. The stop sign will be here, and you'll have 2 cars like this. I will forewarn people that if that happens, they are going to get ticketed. The other thing is we have people that will park and block driveways. It's not such a big problem on garage sale weekend because everybody's moving pretty fast, so they're not there very long. But when that happens in the village, those cars are going to be towed. All right. We try not to tow them to Hart, so we will typically tow them out to the DPW. And when people start looking for their cars, they can come pay the record bill and the parking ticket at the same time, because it's hard for somebody out of town to get a lift to someplace far away. So we try to put them at the DPW.
I will say with garage sale weekend, it is for anybody driving, even a golf cart or driving a vehicle, be very slow and cautious because you've got so many parents and little kids and even grandparents are just walking around not looking because they are shopping while they're walking and they're not realizing they're crossing the street right then when they're just looking at the next sale in front of them.
Yeah.
So it is
and
just be very
I'm glad you brought off the golf carts because people need to remember, to operate a golf cart, you have to be at least 16 years old. You have to have a driver's license. Okay. So, and we do stop, we stop kids driving those things because a lot of times, even though they're only supposed to go about 15 miles an hour. Sometimes they go a little faster than that and they just get driven pretty erratically. So we will be out enforcing that. We're going to be fully staffed for that weekend. We're going to have PSOs out, putting out warning tickets and writing parking tickets and the whole 9 yards. So the final thing I wanted to touch on for the garage sale is when the garage sales are done, okay, there's always a quantity of stuff that is still left there, okay? We really ask people not to leave it by the curb because ultimately when that happens, we get scavengers in town. Sometimes it finds its way out of town. Sometimes it finds its way to other locations in town, and we have to deal with it again. So please, when you're done with your garage sale, remember the whole point of a garage sale is to get rid of things. So if nobody will buy them, toss them out and get rid of them. And after I talk about the parking, I will tell you there are certain garage sales in town that they have them every year at the same location. And those spots are generally no parking spots. We are judicious about how we deal with those particular spots because there's no way for people to go to the garage sale there. So we are pretty selective and we try to do it as fairly as possible. But we really want to get through the whole weekend with nobody getting banged up, no cars getting banged up, nobody getting hurt, and everybody getting what they want. And they're on their way. So that's.
I will say garage sales are fun because there are definitely some treasures you will find. I mean,
right.
They're definitely like you're not even realizing you're looking. I mean, that's the fun part about garage sales. You never know what's going to come across.
It's a fun, crazy weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it will be crazy.
Yes, but pentwater.org to view the map for sure, or to even sign up to get on the map.
And what's the latest they can get on the map?
Friday by 4:00.
Okay, and then the map's shut down.
Nope, it's just live for viewing only. They're not
just live. You just can't get your location on it. Okay.
Right.
All right. The map is a good thing because these garage sales, they're as far as Bass Lake, and then they're out in the township.
Oh, out on Ridge Road, we have a bunch at the storage units. I mean, it's a happening time. I will say this year we did get our sponsor Park and Store, which was really nice because I mean, people don't realize, we charge $10 for a listing on the map. That comes to nothing with the work behind the scenes to actually do everything. So it's just nice that, the community still wants this weekend. So we're grateful to have our sponsor Park and Store this year.
Anything else before next week we need to touch on?
No, I think
all right.
We hit upon
all right.
it all.
Any other words of wisdom, Amy?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Any other words of wisdom?
Thank you for having me as a guest.
Okay.
Thanks for being here, Amy.
See you at the market on Monday.
Yes.
See you on the market. All right. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us on Badge of Business and Pentwater Talks. And we will see you all next week. And hopefully you will see Amy down at the farmer's market. And if you do, please tell her hi and thank her for all the things she does for Pentwater because she really is active way behind the scenes. You would be really surprised at what she's into. So thanks a lot, guys. We will see you next week.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it.